Alright guys, what's going on? So, crazy day today, crazy good. Let me show you what happened. So, here's the P&L. Awesome trade on check. I'm not actually short 1,000 shares. It's just because I held it overnight. And then I sold them today that it thinks I'm minus 1,000 shares, but that's not what happened. So I got in at 688. As I saw this flag forming here yesterday, it was kind of looking like this. So what I did was I typed in, I just pulled a number straight out of my, you know what, 688. I said, okay, I'll get in with 1,000 shares at that price. Because it was showing some support, or sorry, resistance right here. So typically resistance will turn into support. So I just kind of picked a number in that area that I liked. 686 was the high of this one, so 688 sounded good to me. So yeah, I saw this flag forming the whole day. Within 10 minutes, I was up $700 or $800. But I was waiting because, this consolidation looks amazing. Like, look at this flag. It's pretty much a perfect flag. Doesn't get a whole lot better than that. So I said, okay, I'm gonna hold this overnight. We'll see what happens. So that's exactly what I did. And then right at the open, it spikes all the way up to 930 and gets halted. I'm selling on the way up. I'm up like $2 per share. I'm selling at 837. So like right here, 857 right here, 880 right here. Because there's resistance on the way up. And I don't know how far this can go. Like, the daily shows that it can go all the way up to pretty much where it is now. You can see this initial spike that I'm talking about is right here, and we've just made it up to almost $13. So I don't know. You really never know what can happen. So, anyways, I had to take profit. So I was up a total of around 1,800 or something. Let's look at the video here. So this is what was happening. I was looking at it. Let's go to the open here. So I already have a sell limit at 837 to sell 600 shares in case it randomly hits there. So 780, 790, 850. I get filled on those shares. 857 for another 200 shares. It keeps going. 880. Where is it? So I see resistance there. So I get out. But sure enough, it's bought up. 89 straight to 47. 89 to 947. That's crazy. That's insane. I would have been up like $2,600 at this point if I had just held. But like I said, you don't really know where it's going to stop. And I didn't want to get greedy, because getting greedy can get you into trouble. And I certainly would not have been happy if I could have been up this much and it went all the way back down to, $800 or something. So, whatever. That one was good. That was a good trade. What else? So here was on the list. I don't take another trade on check here. Just kind of waiting. Nothing happens, so I don't really... I think I'd try and get in for this break of the 1 minute candle. But then I instantly realize I'm wrong. So I get out for a 1 or 3 cent loss, 800 shares. So I'm okay with that. Yeah, so the next trade was on here. It was breaking out of its pre-market highs or its daily highs, and also yesterday. And there's a bunch of resistance at like 490. So I said, okay, if it can break through 490, we're probably going over $5. There's a train coming again, so I'll close the window for you. So 485, I'm just waiting, I'm giving it some time for people to buy it up. 485, 86, 88, 90, there it is. So then it goes straight over $5. Instantly is rejected, so I put my shares up. I get filled 800 at 97 for 17 cents. And then it goes straight up, straight back down. This thing is really all over the place. Now that train's going to be really loud. I apologize for that. I'll just stop talking for a second. It's still... Okay, I'll just turn the mic down. One sec. Alright, our good old train's gone. So, I take another trade on check as it's popping back up. This was not a good entry. There was no good spot to get in here. I should not have been in this trade. And you know, I wiped out $150, $60 of profit just because I had a cushion on the day and I thought I could be right or something. It was not a good idea. LEDS. Same story. Over 380, it looked good, so I got in. Already up 10 cents on 1,000 shares. I get out. It keeps going. It gets halted. And I try and get back in for another 500 shares. Doesn't work. So what happens here? Let's go to where it's unhalted, because it was interesting what happened here. So I don't get the fill on the way up, so unfortunately I have to sell on the way down at 413 for $104 profit to add to the day. Not bad. So I'm looking for a spot to get in again. I don't really find what I thought was a good one. But see, I'm trying to catch a falling knife here, and this is what gets me into trouble. So I go to 2,000 shares because I think it's about to break over $4, and it doesn't. And then I've exposed myself now to unnecessary risk. Look at this. Look. Like, that's not acceptable. Give it a second to come back up. I should have sold there, and I end up selling for a $300 loss. I was getting... You should never try and catch a falling knife, and you should never double your position size when you do that. So, thankfully, I was able to make that up on another trade on LEDS. See, I was down a max of 500. I was just trading, like, 2,000 shares and keeping it really tight, but then I would get stopped out at, you know, a 10-cent loss, take a $200 loss, and do that 3 times. Kind of like what I did yesterday. And then that's what happened, unfortunately. Now, there was the potential, like, that easily could have gone over $4. So, I think the cushion on the day that I had was the reason I took that. Because I could have turned my $2,000 day into a $2,800 day pretty easily. But, you know, there's always that downside that you can, you know, wipe out 20 or 15% profit, which is exactly what I did. So thankfully, another opportunity on LEDS came up. I got in for this break of the highs that it made after that halt. And I said right after it surges through, I'm going to sell. So maybe, again, too many shares, but I saw the increasing volume. This looked really, really good. I didn't have the proper entry. So as the volume was coming up, there wasn't enough volume for this to work out immediately. You know, this took 10, 15, 20 minutes to eventually work out. So once we get into the 30s and the 40s, it's pretty much guaranteed to work out here. 33, 34, let's keep watching. I don't take profit yet. 33, where is it? So we're about to break there. We broke the highs. Put my shares up at 49. I get filled for almost all the shares. I see a lot of resistance, so I get out for the whole thing. And it keeps going a little bit, but I'm okay with that. And then I turned a $500 loss into a $100 loss. So all in all, that was okay. I got in for the circuit breaker here. And this would have worked. I got an error message, which caused me to lose like $200. You can see here, look. I see it's coming down. I get this error message. That was me hitting my bailout key. Unable to transmit order. Available position size cannot be validated because other orders for the security are currently active or have filled. That's not true. I hit the button once and this thing popped up. I could have gotten out at 81 from an entry at, you know, 79 because I saw it wasn't working. It didn't break through $5. And then I'm spamming the key there and I get filled at 460 and 462. And I take, like, I could have been green. That was just, it was really, really frustrating because I could have had a $2,000 day. Let's look at that again. So it's coming back down. I see it's coming back down 85, 84, 80. So I try and get out. I get the error message, and I don't get out until 460. And then it sinks all the way to 450. And then it gets, this is a circuit breaker halt on the way down. So thank God I got out. That would have been infuriating. Anyways, finishing up, 1884, wiping out yesterday's loss, just like that. Some pretty good trading. I overexposed myself, and I could have had, $2,200 on the day. But I'm willing to risk that $300 to potentially turn 2,200 into 2,800 or 3,000. And like I said, that could have happened. So that was pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't have taken 2,000 shares after the fact. Maybe only 1,000, and then risked like a $300 upside for a $100 or $150 loss. That's okay. I can't complain. I'm back in the game. Got my second lease on life here. And I'm going to control myself because this could happen easily. Easily again if I get too excited, too confident. I'm not taking any more than 1,000 shares. The only reason I did today was because of this massive cushion I had. But, back to 1,000 shares for tomorrow. Nothing crazy. I'm already back green on the week. Who would have thought I could do it in one day? Thanks, Check. I appreciate that. I think I'm going to make my daily max loss. Yeah, 250 sounds about right. With a daily average of 300. So, subscribe if you like my videos. Ask me questions. Tell me what you traded. I'd love to know how you guys played some of these. I'm always learning. I'm not a great trader. I'm a pretty good trader, I think. But I make stupid decisions. I get really emotional. And I'm working on that. I'm getting better. I had my first profitable month ever in February. $152 the whole month. 405 in March, and just like a retarded amount already so far in April. My account's already over 10,000. I started with 800. I think I've deposited 4,000 or something, and we're up pushing 11. So it's been a wild April, and I'm just really thankful for being able to do this. Blah, blah, blah. We don't have to talk about that now. I'll stop rambling. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.